So now you have to all be on your best behavior. I say that for myself.
Well, I'll take this moment and welcome everyone to the Rotary Club of Motorcycling Rotarians. I know it's a mouthful. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, which I don't know where the summer went, so apparently here I am. But I want to welcome y'all. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We've got a great speaker. Let's just take a moment. Anybody have anything positive they want to share today by chance? Nothing?
Happy bucks. Keith, I feel like the last 3 times we've done this, you've had a new grandbaby.
Who? Me?
You.
How
Yeah.
about a new great grandbaby, not grandbaby?
Dear Lord.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I got it wrong.
Wow.
I think I'm done with grandbabies. It will be greats from now on.
Don't you jinx anybody. Careful.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
I will share. Both of my kids applied for graduation. It looks like we are set to go. John in December and Maggie in May. It's gonna be magical.
All right.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's fantastic. Congratulations, Mom.
Very exciting.
Well, wonderful.
Now I just keep shoving job recs their way. Like, hey Maggie, did you see this one? Hey John, did you see this one?
Time to fly, be free.
Be free,
Be free, go.
They're not even in the house. I would love them to come home, but I don't think it's in the cards.
Well, I do want to remind everyone that our next meeting is our assembly meeting, and so that's our board meeting and all that good stuff, and hopefully y'all be able to attend. I have no idea right now what's on the agenda, but I'm sure there will be some things definitely to talk about, including our name. That's come up more than once recently. But in the meantime, I'm just going to hand this off to Amanda and let her give the introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. So, Tamara, if you don't mind, I'll give you kind of the once over the world of who we are as a club and what Rotary is, because I think you're fairly, unless, and you can stop me if you're like very familiar with Rotary, and I will just want to go into it. But so we are an e-club. We were formed as an e-club in 2016, like well before COVID and all the e-clubs were popping up. So we became the de facto Zoom experts in Rotary when that happened. We started from a core group of people who are from the Davisburg Rotary Club, where Rory is from, and Jerry Jackson is the other person. He happens to be in Guatemala right now doing a mission trip for us. And it started out of hey, membership is not great in Rotary International right now. How can we do something new and different and kind of shake things up? So we created the e-club. We grew fairly quickly out of a base of people who are also part of the International Fellowship of Motorcycling Rotarians, which is it's a group within Rotary rather than a club itself. So what we have as a club is we have full members who are 100%, we are their club. And then we have associate members like Keith, where Keith is actually a member of a brick and mortar club where he lives, but he joins us as an associate member. So what we've been able to do is really spread across the US and Canada. We've got a member in Mexico City. I think we still got a member in Guatemala. We're growing every day. One of the cool things about doing this e-club is during COVID, especially, we were able to bring in a lot of speakers from all over the place. So we tend to be somewhat motorcycle centric on our speaker docket, but we are always looking for good speakers and good organizations that we can potentially work with and spread the wealth. Rotary International in general is one of their focus areas is women and children and literacy. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of bring you in, hear about ETL a little bit and what you're up to. And then for everybody else, I would like to introduce you to Tamrah Barber, who is a former coworker of mine at Amazon Web Services, where she was our speaker coach for oral proposals, which is the least exciting part of what she does in her world. She is also a certified speaker and a life coach for everybody from kids through kids at heart like us. She is going to be talking to us tonight about her teen leadership program called Extreme Team Leadership, and which she founded to she founded to bring life skills and leadership skills to the teens around her and take what she is, which is an amazing leader and an amazing speaker, and share those skills with everyone else. So with that, Tamrah, I will turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here. I've heard so much about the Rotary Club in general. I've never had the opportunity to join and be a part. I'm always up to so much stuff. Putting something else on my plate is a little concerning, but nonetheless, I am a lover of motorcycles. I have this deep need for speed. I drive a Beamer. That's the closest I can get right now. But my brother, officially today, he has 8 bikes.
He's almost there. He's almost there.
So that should tell you how passionate he is about bikes and riding. And he has ridden all across the country. I follow him. I live vicariously through him. And I'm just waiting for the day that I carve out the time to get my license to drive because I'm going to just go to his garage and grab one because he can't drive all 8 at the same time. Like, give me a break. But I just remember on holidays when he would drive in and come and see me, he would be dressed like a Power Ranger. I used to call him my Power Ranger brother because he would come in this all yellow and black helmet and gear on, and he would be on a speed bike, and it would just look so cool. But I had too many kids to actually put myself out there yet. I wanted to get my kids grown and away just in case, anything ever happened to me on the road, at least they're old enough and they're good to go. And that has been a dream of mine. It is on my bucket list, so I absolutely am getting a bike because I am an empty nester. Yay! And I get to have a bike now.
Well, we can definitely, when you're ready to go, you have this group of fairy biker mothers and fathers here that can help you find the right bike for you.
Yeah, I will. And I know my heart, I want a speed bike, but I know that I actually want one that I can just sit and chill on and go through the countryside. I'll probably have 2 bikes. I'll probably have a speed bike when I just want to open up on the highway somewhere, and then I'll just have something where I can just sit on it, ride, and enjoy. My husband watched, oh, what is the name of the television program? We watched the entire series. Oh my goodness, it's
Sons of,
about the
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Oh my gosh.
I
What?
don't know if we could be any less Sons of Anarchy in this group. We may be we may be the sons and daughters of compliance.
No, but I watched that literally from start to finish. The ending was insane and I was just like, "Oh my gosh." I was just talking to my husband the other day. I was like, "You know what? I think I'm going to watch that series again." And it's not so much the criminal stuff that they've been doing, but it's just the motorcycles and just all of it, all of it.
And we all want to look that cool while
I
we're
know, right?
riding.
With the
I mean,
pink
we
vest
oh
we
and
do
my
look that cool.
God.
what? I got
I
my
look that
cowboy
cool.
boots now. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So
And,
that has
and
been
and if this tells you anything, you
uh
are part of, you are exactly the what's going on in our world of women riders. Women have raised their families, and now if
I'm
they rode in their early 20s, and now, they gave it up with the kids and everything else, and they're now kind of on that backside of, hey, you know what? I want to go do this, and I want to do it again, or I want to get my license. So you are perfectly placed, and we got a lot to share. I do a lot of mentoring here in Houston for it. So I could talk about
awesome.
it ad nauseum. So, but
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
yep, that is me. That is me, and that's my vision. And I will let you know as soon as I'm ready to push the button and go.
We will show up with a bike on a trailer. We will be gone. Let's go.
Love it, love it. And tonight I want to share with you my true passion. Although speed is something that I love, going fast in any vehicle, it's just something about it. I don't even know what it is, but it just feels good. Which is I love flying too, which is why I fly so much because I love taking off. Landing, not so much, but taking off, incredible, incredible. Love the adrenaline. But tonight, I want to share with you my other passion, which is Extreme Teen Leaders. It is an organization. Hi, Jerry. It's an organization that I founded over 10 years ago. And when the idea came, I was in the midst of a life change and shift. I had been living my life and I wanted to do something great for our young people. I was a mom of five at the time. Well, still am a mom of five. And talking about grandbabies, I have four right now. Haven't hit the great grand yet. So you get that crown, Keith. And I don't even want it just yet. But I'm a I'm a grandma of four. And I was in this life change moment, and I realized that what I was learning at that time in a leadership program that I was in, I wondered where that information was when I was a teenager. Because what I was learning, how to how to manage myself, how to deal with past traumas and things that had happened to me, I didn't have any tools. And so I just pedaled through life as best I can. I turned out okay. But when I did that training and I saw all the tools that were actually available to me as an adult, I just thought back and was like, wow, had I had those tools when I was a teen, my life would be totally different. And that's when the light bulb went off. And I decided, you know what? I get to create this for our young people. I get to give them the tools that they need now so that they don't have to stumble through life trying to navigate life's ups and downs without a solid foundation and some guidance on how to navigate what we all know is going to happen, because life doesn't stop lifing. Even as we're sitting here today, I know things are happening and we're dealing with them, but we've got tools, we've got experience, we've got all of these things in our arsenal to be able to handle life. But our teens, they don't have that, nor are their brains developed far enough to even comprehend some of the things that they're experiencing, especially in the world that we live in today. If we thought we were up against some challenges, they are dealing with some serious things. And as I sit in the trainings with them and I hear their stories, I am just, first of all, heartbroken to listen to what they're dealing with and what they've already been through. And then I'm also inspired and moved because they're so resilient and they're so hungry to make an impact and to be a contribution in this world. And I want to read to you one of the first letters that I got when I started doing this work. One of my student leaders, her name is Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. And she wrote me this letter. And this is the letter that kept me up every night. When I wanted to just go to sleep and just sit on the couch and do nothing, I thought about this letter and I couldn't sit still. I had to get this program to the next level so that I could help more teens like Charlie. And this is what she wrote to me. She said, "Dear Tamara, thank you. Thank you so much. The things you have taught me and helped me discover within myself has changed my life so effing much. It still is a strange thing to me that a year and a half ago, I thought there was only one way to change my life. That way was to simply dispose of it and be forgotten after everyone I knew died off. But you've helped me realize that there was another way, and all I had to do was just open my mind and heart, realize that I was loved and that my legacy will be remembered. You inspired me to choose my future and my possibility. Because of you, I've decided to become a hands on, interactive children's therapist and children's advocate. I want to help a child see their power and possibility through an art project or the paws of an animal. My vision for the world is that when one person changes a life, that person changes 100 other people's lives, and the chain continues. And for me, you started my chain to affect 100 others. Your passion for what you do inspires me every single day, and I don't think there's actual words for how much you mean to me. You're like one of my moms, and I love you with all of my heart. You've helped me meet some of my closest friends, and I don't think I know of any other program that could change one human's life so much. Thank you, Tamara, for everything. See you in November. Charlie, Char Char, and Lord of Mountain Lions. Today, Charlie graduated the program. Not only did she impact thousands of teens' lives, she actually did go on to be a child therapist. She's completed her degree, and right now she's working on her master's degree. She's trained our next generation of captains and leaders within the work that we do. And all of the teens that come through Extreme Teen Leaders, they all know who Charlie is. She is a powerhouse, and I could not imagine the world without her. That is the work that I do at Extreme Teen Leaders. I help teens get how much they matter to this world, help them get how much their voice matters and what they want to create in this world, letting them know how important that is and how necessary they are. How do I do that? Well, I've designed a program called Extreme Teen Leaders. The program is called XTL360. And the mission of the program is to help them, first of all, understand who they are and give them the tools that they need to solve whatever problems they're facing, and to let them know that whatever they dream is possible, that they could actually create it, and I could show them the way and have them take ownership of their lives, to get into the driver's seat of their lives. And I think I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Our vision is to create a world where every teen in every community is well rounded, visionary, and exceptional individuals in all aspects and all domains of their life. We have several core values that underpin the work that we do. In every program that we instill discipline to make sure that it doesn't matter whether we're looking or not, they're doing what they know they need to do. This is a big being your word game that we've created for them. So being in integrity and understanding that whatever they promise, that they get to keep those promises and live a life where they're building trust. Responsibility is another core pillar of our core values. And responsibility, not as in like heaviness, but as in I am the author of my life. And I am responsible for everything that happens in my life because I am at choice. Enrollment, we interchange that with influence. So being in a way that has other people get them and actually take action. So when they have this big vision, knowing how to go out into the world and share it and be an influence and build a team. We work a lot around those key pillars. And then commitment. We talk about commitment, what it means to be committed to something and to not give up on your commitments and the things that you want to accomplish. And for me, if you want to create big vision, you cannot do it alone. You need a team of people. And so, how do you work together as a team? All of these underpin everything that we teach at Extreme Teen Leaders. Our goal, our aspiration is to become one of the leading SEL, social and emotional learning programs in the country. We want to become trusted partners with parents and schools. We are an after school program. And so we partner with parents and give them tools Once we've worked with their teens, we also bring the parents in and we give them a set of tools so that they can communicate in this new way, which will help their family become stronger. And we want to make sure that it's affordable and accessible. There is a fee for the full journey. It's a 6 month journey. The tuition for it is about $3,300, but we offer scholarships. And actually, in the state of North Carolina, in Charlotte, we actually are able to deliver these trainings at no cost to our student leaders. In some of the other states, it's a little more expensive, and we haven't established a foundation of giving in some of those other states that we've launched in just recently. But in North Carolina, we're able to deliver these trainings for free because we have partnerships with, there's a church in North Carolina that gives us their facility, and we're able to cut down costs in such a significant way. Ultimately, we want to put teens in the driver's seat of their lives so that they are going for their biggest dreams no matter what challenge they face. They can walk in confidence knowing that they're not in the passenger seat of their life. There's not someone else driving their car and pointing them in a direction that they don't want to go. They're in the driver's seat making the calls on what's important to them. What we're up against is everything that's happening in the world. Teen suicide is at its highest that it's ever been. Post COVID, I saw student leaders really struggling to adapt to this new world, and I think they're still dealing with what they've experienced during COVID. I think we're coming slightly out of it, but now we're going into a whole new frontier with AI and with social media. I did a TV series on A&E Network called Digital Addiction, and I worked with young people that were addicted to technology and using it in ways that was taking away from their life and their relationships with their family members in school. And so those are some of the things that now are coming to surface. And so we've got a lot of work still to do. Anxiety is at its highest. So many student leaders experience anxiety, and I see it play out even in the weekends that I'm with them. And we're always working on building their confidence and giving them tools on how to manage themselves, regardless of what they're facing. So these are our challenges, and what I've created to help and 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 address some of these challenges is a series of 4 trainings. The first training is called Discovery. And in Discovery, we give them we give them an opportunity to look at what it is in their lives currently that's not working. Do they have friendships that are toxic? Are there are there strains in the parent child relationship? Are they on good terms with their teachers and adults in their lives? How are they viewing themselves? And how are they making choices, and from where are they making choices? Are they making choices out of desperation, out of fear, or are they actually weighing and making good sound choices? And so in Discovery, we give them an opportunity to identify the areas that they really want to work on. Out of Discovery, when they leave Discovery, they leave with a declaration of who they want to be in the world. Mine is, I am bold, free, and powerful. That is my affirmation. And so whenever I'm up to something big, I just repeat my affirmation and I step into whatever it is that I want to accomplish. And so they answer that question, what do I want out of life? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? And how do I get there? And then in module 2, we go into the next module. And these are a month apart, and they spend a weekend with us, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In the second training, they come into Unleashed. And this one is about really getting clear on who you were created to be. And there's a huge banner when they walk into the training room, and the question is there, who are you created to be? Not what are you created to do, but who are you created to be? What kind of human being do you want to be in this world? And so we start looking at not only being being there for you, but what kind of contribution do you want to be to your family, to your community, to the world? And so they start speaking into that question. And then I also give them an opportunity to break out of their comfort zone and whatever it is that holds them back. Because I'll ask a question and they'll just kind of sit back and wait for somebody else to go, or I'll throw them into an exercise and they kind of sit back and wait to see if, well, do I need permission to go first or should I just go first? And so Unleashed is about getting them out of that comfort zone, getting them to choose growth, to choose whatever it is that they're more committed to, whatever that commitment is and who they want to be. In the Unleashed training, we also bring parents in. So parents get to come and spend that Sunday all day in the training room with them. We have some really great exercises that we work through. And at the end of those exercises, what I've always experienced is that there's a deeper connection between parents and their teens. They have an opportunity to hear from each other. Have an opportunity to hear from other teens and other adults. And when they leave there, there's so much enlightenment that happens and understanding that, oh my gosh, it's not just my parent that worries about these things, or wow, I'm not the only parent that's going through these things and these issues with my teen. And collectively, they start networking and sharing information so that, again, family bonds get stronger. And that's what I experienced after that Sunday in Unleashed. And then once they finish Unleashed, they go into Generation Lead. Now, Generation Lead is a different type of training. Module 1 and Module 2, those are impact training. So I'm with them for about 23 hours over a weekend. And then Generation Lead spans 3 months. So in 3 months, I have them for 4 weekends, 1 weekend per month. And then there's one planning weekend that happens in the middle of the second and the fourth weekend. The first weekend, we take them out to a ropes course and we have them build teamwork. And then the second weekend, we instill leadership skills and we have them look at what goals they've accomplished, because when they start Generation Lead, they create what we call a strategic life plan. And in that strategic life plan, they create goals in multiple domains of their life. They create three goals around their education, the finances, their family life, friendships, religious beliefs, whatever that is for them. They get to set goals around their spirituality. They get to set goals around their career and their health. And so they get to set all of these goals and we hold their feet to the fire. Once they set a goal, we don't let them play small. We They are there to support them. They have, in realms of support, they have a small group, they have a small group leader, and small group leaders are teens that have completed the program and they come back to staff it and to give back and be a contribution. We also have an adult coach in each of those small groups. They're just there to oversee, to make sure that things stay on track. And then they have accountability buddies, and then they have myself as a trainer. So they have all these levels of support to help them accomplish all the goals that they've committed to accomplishing during this Generation Lead journey. And then in the second weekend, when they come, we also bring parents back in. So parents come back in, and that's a big feedback weekend too. So they get 360 degrees of feedback from their parents, from their team, from the staff, to let them know how they've been showing up. We look at what's been working, we look at what's not working, and then we work with them to develop, okay, what do they get to add so that they actually become the person that they say they want to be in the world, and so that they accomplish the vision that they have for themselves. And then in the third weekend, we bring them online and I give them all the tools on how to manage a project, because during Generation Lead, they create a community service project. They've done some incredible projects. Some of them have done a garden for a school for little kids so that the little kids can go out and pick in the garden. So they set the flower beds, they painted benches and put hand painted prints on them, and they had the little kids from the school involved. Some of the other teams have raised money for animals, for animal shelters. They collected toys and took them to the animal shelter. They've done all kinds of really cool activities. The last group created blessing bags, and they filled those blessing bags with all kinds of toiletries and needs for people who did not have a home. And so they bought those and delivered those and handed them out to three centers that work with people that don't have housing. And so there have been so many ways that they come together collectively to be a contribution, and that's what that fourth weekend is about. It's about contribution, not only to themselves and each other, but to the world. And so they complete that community service project on their fourth weekend, which is their graduation weekend. And then we celebrate them in such a big way that they will never ever forget. And then once they finish Generation Lead, when they graduate from that, and mind you, during these journeys, they meet every Sunday and they are running their own meetings. So they're learning how to facilitate, they're learning how to lead, they're learning how to create projects and execute projects. And then when they finish Generation Lead, they go into Teen Life Mastery. That is the final training in the series. And this is the training where whatever they didn't want to deal with, it always comes up in Teen Life Mastery. It's the last thing that they've been holding on to that they know is not working, but they just don't want to let it go yet. By the time they get to Teen Life Mastery, they're ready to let it go. They're ready to get clear on their vision and the impact that they want to make in the world. And the teen that graduates from Teen Life Mastery, I can tell you, I can't tell you how many times I've experienced and seen the shift in their countenance, the shift in the way that they show up, the way that they interact with each other, with their siblings, with their parents, with their educators. It is totally, totally a new student leader when I see them show up. And it just is so incredible to watch and to see. Our curriculum, it's evidence based. I love neuroscience. If I had an opportunity to do my life over again, I think I'd be a neuroscientist because I love neuroscience so much. And so I've incorporated so many different modalities and experiential learning, and they do journaling, they do meditation, they do yoga, they do breath work. I've incorporated all of that into their journey. Lots of hands-on. There's not a whole lot of note taking because it's experiential, so they're always doing processes and playing games and then reflecting on how they function in that game, because I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so they get a chance to step back and debrief and share with one another the impact that each of these processes have had on them. And then of course we engage the family, and this is a student led model. So we have captains that are teenagers that are managing not only the teens but the adults too. And I tell my coworkers that my teens in Extreme Teen Leaders can work circles around them. When it comes to executing a project, I have no doubt that they could run circles around many of the teams that I've worked with and on. And the first two are some we're talking about impact learning. This is an approach that gets a lot of information into them and instilled in them in a very short period of time. And so that is the discovery and the unleashed training. And then the generation lead, that one is where they actually take everything that they've learned in discovery and unleashed and they integrate it into their lives. We are very closely aligned with social and emotional learning, SEL, and all of the core competencies. If you look at each of the trainings, the discovery module is completely aligned with the 5 core competencies. Everything in white here, these are all exercises that they participate in over the weekend. And each of those exercises are designed to illuminate something to them about them that they might want to shift or they might find that it's actually working and they want to keep that. But all of these different exercises and processes that you see here in white, they all align with SEL. Even when you look at the unleashed training, the unleashed training, all of the processes that we have in this training as well, is aligned with the 5 core competencies, as is our generation lead, the 4 module training. All of the exercises in here, again, are very strategically designed to create outcomes for them. And then lastly, Teen Life Mastery. These are all of the principles that they will learn in Teen Life Mastery. Again, this is the icing on the cake. I am infinite possibility and my life matters. I have purpose and vision. I am perfect, whole, and complete. I use my voice to express myself powerfully. I'm responsible for everything in my life, not just a few things, but everything. I am always at choice. I speak words that are generative and manifest my vision. And I am in resistance to nothing. All things work for my good. And so these are the principles that when they leave Teen Life Mastery, it is embedded in them. And again, like I said, it's just a totally different human being. My goal is to create extreme teen leaders. And oftentimes they ask me, like, what is an extreme teen leader? And I tell them, like, it is a student leader that is committed to something that's greater than themselves. They're committed to community. They're aware that they have purpose, that they're not just here by accident, and that they live their lives looking for feedback so that they can take themselves to the next level. And they don't live out of fear. They don't live out of fear. They live out of love and compassion for other people. And I always believe that if you can get a student leader to get that their life matters, we'll have a lot less shooters in schools, because if you get that your life matters, then you'll also get that other people's lives matter as well. And some of the results that we've been able to create, this is Charlie Brown. And I love her. She is just a beautiful human being. Love her so much. And a matter of fact, I just spoke to her the other day, and she's doing great. And this is one of the notes that I received from one of our parents, by far the most groundbreaking and transformational program for teens I've been honored to be a part of as a parent. Every school should have this. I hear that all the time. And this parent is a US Marine Corps veteran, and he felt like it was the best tool that he has come across. And both of he has twins, a boy and a girl, and both of them completed the program. And once you complete, you become an ambassador. So both of his children are ambassadors, and today they are college graduates. And Gabe just he's in the Marines right now, and just completed his, believe, about 4 years now. And then this is another note from one of our parents, and just so glad at the results that she's seen in her daughter since she's taken the course. And it just has been an inspiration. And then we also have volunteers. They've also written and shared their experience. It's been an awesome experience, and that was an understatement. And she got to witness the growth and the work that these student leaders put in to become the best versions of themselves. And it gives me so much hope, because I see so many student leaders come through here, and I don't know what the world says about teens. I've heard some really negative things, but what I can tell you, the teens that I've had the honor of experiencing, all of them, number one, they want to make their parents proud. Number two, they want to do something impactful. They want to be in service to humanity. I haven't been in a training yet, and I've been with thousands of teens, haven't been in a training yet that they didn't want to be a contribution and to help other people in some way. And so as I do this work, I'm just so hopeful because of the work that they've done and that they continue to do. Now, I'm here because perhaps this is something that you want to support. This year, Extreme Teen Leaders, our program, we've joined forces with another nonprofit. I founded a second nonprofit called Global Kinship. And the vision for Global Kinship is the Sundays that we spent with parents. We realized that, you know what, if we're going to give these tools to student leaders, we've got to give the tools to the parents too. If we want to impact the family, we've got to impact the entire family unit. And so last year, we launched the adult program, and we're planning on designing the next level program, which will put parents and teens in the room together for the entire weekend. And so that's what we're trekking towards. And to do that, to generate the revenue that we need to fill this out, because what I found is the student leaders that need it the most, they can't afford it. And so luckily in Charlotte, we're able to do it for free, but in some of the other cities, we're not. And so we like to offer scholarships and supplement it as much as we can. And so we're having our first annual masquerade ball this October in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And you can support us by being part of our founders circle with a $5,000 donation. If you know people that work for corporations where there's a company match, I think Microsoft, Nike, a couple of other corporations match. Amazon does not for whatever reasons. But if you know someone who works in these companies that match, they can definitely do that. And then you can become part of the Tapestry Club. We're creating a tapestry of love and connection across the world with global kinship. A tapestry of kinship is our vision, where we have people from all over the world, families that are coming together and creating vision and making an impact in the lives of the people in their communities and in the world. And if you want to become a Tapestry Club member, you would make a donation and you do a 12-month donation. So every month you donate whatever amount that you choose. And so the website data is there for Global Kinship and for the gala, the masquerade ball. We would love to have you come and get a table there, ride down on the bikes. We're honoring two of my mentors that have helped me get to this point as a trainer, as a facilitator, and as someone who is doing this type of work. And then we're also honoring one of our student leaders who has, when I tell you, she's just an incredible human being. And she has captained, I can't even count how many trainings she's captained, and has supported so many teens in the city of Charlotte. She literally built the city of Charlotte training because everyone that she enrolled into the training were her friends and her friends' friends. And so now she's creating her community and her network of young people that are up to something really big in their lives. And so that is Extreme Teen Leaders and under the umbrella of Global Kinship. And now I'll just open up for some questions if you have any questions for me.
This group is never shy on questions.
Yeah.
I meant to tell you when we kicked this off, Tamara, one of the reasons we record is that across our district and the districts of all of our associate members, we post these on YouTube and they get quite a few views. So you're only seeing a very small amount of the people that you're going to touch tonight with this presentation. So I just want to reiterate our thanks, and we're very glad that you were able to join us tonight. So I have a couple questions. How many students do you typically have at an event in a cohort? And it sounds like it's only in person. Is that the case?
So there's two versions of it. When COVID happened, I pivoted quickly online because I knew that when you take a student leader that was in school, their social life is everything for them. And so COVID happens and now they're isolated at home. I knew that that was going to be a challenge. And so I created an online version. So we actually do have an online version. I don't have the calendar for 2026 yet. But right now, we deliver these trainings in New York, Florida, and North Carolina, two cities in North Carolina, in Charlotte and also in Raleigh, Durham. And we're launching in Atlanta in 2026. And we typically have anywhere from 20 to 40 kids in a training. My goal for Charlotte in December, though, I want 100 teens in there. I don't know how we're going to do it, but 100 teens, that is my declaration for
So
Charlotte. Mhm.
not on the call tonight is Chris Jones. He and his wife, Colleen, live in Charlotte.
Mhm.
Chris is incredibly active in his district down there with them. And I want to call out to you, and I'll send you information about it. Rotary has the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, which is very similar to what you're doing, but we do it in a weekend, right? Our district goes up. I volunteered to be a sleepaway camp chaperone and mentor this summer or this spring. And we go up to a camp. We do a lot of what you're doing, but just super condensed into a weekend. We come out of it with sore hands from the rope courses, but also all of the groups are required to have a service project, right? Service above self is the Rotary mantra. So every group comes out of it with a service project. My group decided that kids didn't know how to apply for jobs and didn't know how to do resumes, so they put together a training. And because we were all over the place, it worked well that they could do it online. So I do want to call that out for you that, there may be an opportunity. I would love to see if there's an opportunity for us to bring what you're doing at XTL and what Ryla is doing and see if there's a way for us to kind of cross pollinate.
Yeah,
It'd be fun. And we could host that,
absolutely.
right? And if you ever wanted to do a an event like online, and we could definitely be the host for that and make sure that we're facilitating.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love that. I would love that. And in Charlotte, all of the grads that have gone through that program, you can give them a free pass to the North Carolina training so they can extend their learning.
And then we also have Rotary. Rotary starts at age 12. So we have Interact, which is in the schools from 12 to 18,
Mhm.
Rotaract, which is 18 to 30, and then real Rotary, right? So
Yeah,
I jokingly say real Rotary. I think I'll be honest, I think the Interact clubs and the Rotaract clubs tend to be the most active clubs that we have right now. So we are
yeah,
truly we're finding leaders just like you are, across the schools, across everything, and bringing them up from age 12, in addition to a very strong, because diplomacy is one of our 7 pillars, a very strong foreign exchange program where we're both sending students out and bringing students in. So,
yes,
and I
that
think
aligns with.
honestly, like I think about your program, what you just presented, and like, man, if I had had that before I went to Spain, if I had had that, before I got put into this situation where I don't know the language and I don't know the people and I have to self-advocate, like that would have been incredibly powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love everything that you said that Rotary Club does. And we start at age 13, but I do take some 11s and 12s, depending on the maturity level. They can sit still through a training and their parents believe that, yeah, they can handle it. Absolutely. And we go to age 18 as well. And sometimes once they start the program, they can finish it even if they go to college. And we have several college students right now that they finished in college. So once they start, they absolutely want to finish. They go to college and they just come back for the weekend and finish it. I'm gonna do a teen life mastery in December, no, in November, and probably about 6 of them have graduated, but they're all coming back to finish because they want to be an ambassador and they also want to come back and staff the next discovery. And I think that that's a testament to the work that they put in and that they accomplish, that they actually want to come back and staff it and be a part of it. Because what I always hear them say is, because I want to create a better experience than what I had. Like I had a great experience, but I want to come back and I want to make sure that the next cohort has an even better experience. And so they come back and they staff to give back to the next cohort.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looking across this group, I know I've coached for a long time. Rory he's a robotics coach, right? And we've got quite a few people in our group that have been involved with youth, even if it was just telling me that they liked me so much they wanted to send me away like Rory did. but so this is very powerful. We can't build better diplomacy and world leaders without starting with the most malleable and most important resources we have, right? So
Absolutely, absolutely. But thank you to all of you for the work that you do and for giving of your time and resources to make this world a better place. I certainly see you and I appreciate the work that you do. It matters. It takes all of it. It still takes a village. It still takes a village. So thank you for the work that you do.
Well, I want to thank you for coming and talking about it. You can, sometimes you get people who come and they talk about their, you know, you have such passion and you can feel it, and it's so important. And I can, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, who would I introduce her to that I think would be, with being here in Texas, I'm sitting here spinning going, oh wow, this is a really interesting program that I think could do a lot here. So that's how my brain is taking this all in. And thank you for creating it. I know in some ways it's one of those stupid simple moments, but it makes absolute sense. So I appreciate that someone actually has assembled this and is trying to put our teens on the right path and give them tools that they're just not getting through the normal channels.
Yeah, yeah, they're amazing. I love them so much. And I also do references for them for college and whatever I can, I just got a note from one of my student leaders. They want to apply for a job, and so I do job recommendations for them. But they're just so amazing, and just watching them take their lives on, like literally to see them come in. Like I had one student leader that came in, she was completely silent, did not talk at all. By the time when she finished with the program, she did her first TED Talk.
Wow.
And when I tell you she was shy, so afraid to talk, and did a TED Talk. I have so many examples of student leaders that came in. It was so nervous. I didn't even want to call on him on the exercises because his leg was just shaking. He had his hood on. He was just nervous. I was like, if I call on this kid, he's liable to pass out. And at the end of his Unleashed, he stood up and started talking. And he was talking to the parents on the other side of the room. And all the student leaders looked back at him and like I was like, "Oh my gosh, Nate is talking." And from that moment forward, it became the Nate effect. When student leaders come in and don't talk, and all of a sudden they get their voice and they start talking, we call that the Nate effect. Yeah.
No, once again, I can't thank you enough for coming. I think this has given everybody a lot of food for thought. Any other questions? Anything? Any comments? Anybody? They're all quiet. They kill me some days.
I went all out and was like, this group's never quiet.
Yeah, and here they are being quiet. Now you can tell the two women, of course.
They're all behaving for a change. That's kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But uh I
Did you
want to
want to
thank you once again for coming tonight. I think a lot of people will be viewing this. I'm thinking to myself that I actually want to share it because once again, I have some people that I think would be very interested to have a conversation with you about what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
same. And Tamara, if you don't mind, if you could forward your presentation, whatever you're comfortable sharing, we would appreciate that. We'll get that out to the group, and then we can also make sure that we make that available to anybody else who asks.
I will, absolutely. And I think Rory, did you want to say something? I saw you come off mute.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say it was an excellent program. I'm sitting here thinking of different people that I could talk to about that.
Yeah.
this is how we
And I'm
spread the word.
Yeah, I'm a yes. So you have my permission to pass my information to anyone that is interested in supporting teens. This is my passion. I just remember my husband always telling the story about when I was creating this program. I mean, it's literally like the binders are about that thick, and there's probably about seven of them. And I wrote all of it, and he would catch me sleeping as I'm typing, and he would have to take the laptop off of me and put my glasses on the side of the nightstand. But yes, this is something I'm very passionate about. It's something that I feel called to. So it's bigger than me. This is a divine call that I am walking in, and to see the results that these student leaders are creating, it only gives me more energy and motivation to continue. It's something I'll probably do for the rest of my life, because I believe this is what I was called to do. Mom of five, mom of thousands. So thank you. Thank you
Wonderful.
for listening
Wonderful.
in.
But yeah, thank you so much. All right. So this is when I look at everybody and say, all right, so what do we close with? We
Hey,
close
I'm
with
gonna cheat.
our,
Guys, I cheated for you. Are you ready?
uh-oh.
There you
Hey, it's time for the
go.
four-way test, everybody. So who wants to lead? Do I have a volunteer? Do I need to be voluntold?
Well, I can do it. It's a little fancy one I put together, but
Let's go. Let's go, Rory.
okay. Four-way test of things we think, say, and do. First, is it the
Is it the
truth?
truth?
Second,
Two.
is it
Is it
fair
fair
to
to
all
all concerned?
concerned?
Concerned. Three.
Third, will it
Will
build
Will
it
it build
build
goodwill,
goodwill
goodwill
and
and
better
better
friendships?
better friendships? Fourth, will it be
Four.
Will it be
beneficial to
beneficial to
all
all
concerned?
concerned?
Concerned. And number five.
Will
Will
it
it
be
be
Will it
fun?
be fun?
Fun.
And of course, we usually have somebody who's like, and number six, will we get
Will
caught?
we get
So-
caught? This unfortunately becomes very relevant to you, Mrs. Barber, and your need for speed.
Well, thank you all so much. And Tamara, anytime you want to come visit and talk about things that you've got going on, you are more than welcome to. We would love to have you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Have a
Thank
blessed
you.
rest of your week, and ride on.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Good.
very
Have
much,
a good evening,
everybody.
everybody.
Have a great
Good
week.
night.
Good night.
Bye.